So truly, I will not continue this because it's being relied on a means to replace real time communication, and it can't be done because this one hit my mind. There's no coincidence, right? And why this hit my mind, and I can't let it go, or it won't go away. But like I don't know the assumptions made tonight. Because that's how the assumptions made tonight here. There has been almost no meth use in the last year, or say last 9 months. Someone mentions a drug, you got to stop assuming. As soon as you say drug, it's like, well, yeah, that was yesterday, wasn't it? You just stopped taking that drug yesterday. I just know it. I'm going to assume because once you use a drug, you're hooked until I came along. Now I'm talking about the past. Now the very last meth use was an extremely long time ago, but meth was in and out anyways, depending on whether I was homeless or not, or visiting or not, or trying to save someone or not. It was environment dependent. It's whether I had structure or not, whether I was living hour to hour or not. Alcohol wasn't, that was a drug of my 20s. It was the drug that I said to at that time. My idiot ass stopped smoking weed when it went to then it was $20 a gram, and you get used to volume. It's like, don't matter how strong it is, dude. I don't know, you used to smoking in a certain amount in your lungs, and okay, shut up, Ken. Okay, so that's where the steak made was like not ever at least incorporating that with another one. And what you remember about weed, like if you're really stressed out and you smoke some weed and you don't worry about anything else, you don't worry about chasing anything else. Okay, this ain't for a person. This is for anybody. When someone mentions drug use, this is for the whole earth. Someone mentions former drug use. Stop assuming it was yesterday, and and they didn't go long times between use, and that they didn't do it every day to begin with, and their preference was one good shot on the weekend, one good one, and that's it. Rest and get it over with, because you build a tolerance quickly. I wasn't a meth user that I did a few times. And when you realize, no, you can't take it when you're tired, or you can't keep it going. Jobs, and depending on the demand of the job, will depend on how much you would do that. And it's never ending street. It's a dead end street, whatever. It's never ending process. You can't. It's that if you don't recover, if you don't sleep, its effectiveness is pointless. Only in emergencies can you maybe get through the day at work. But the point is, that's the deal. I wasn't the typical meth user whatsoever. Shots made you less sick at the stomach, and depending on how poor you were and how many people you had to share it with, it was most effective. I didn't always shoot it, and even when I shot it, I didn't always shoot it. But yes, I'm saying I shot meth. I'm not. There's nothing funny. Stop assuming anything, anybody. God, but I just cannot believe the assumptions we're still making by highly intelligent people. But not all drug users do drugs like on TV. There can be long breaks. I'm talking about 9 months. Go 9 months before your next use. They've been using, but it's a day-to-day thing. Stop assuming the day-to-day. Stop assuming you used the drug and you just compounded and you destroyed your mind and your DNA and everything. No, even if I didn't shoot it, or even if I didn't get it enough to get that rattle and get that hook and like that board to the back of the neck deal. If I didn't get that board to the back of the neck to calm me down, once I let that Mark guy punch me, or I didn't let him, he just punched me out of nowhere for no reason. Because his woman claimed I was going to attack her, which not at all. Not at all. So, hey, calm down. I need a couple of days to go, get over this last one. I was trying. That was the start of me trying then to assess this and not the validity of continue doing this. Wouldn't let it happen. Just sitting on the bed on my property, just knocked the shit out of me. And you know what it did? It calmed me the fuck down, and I thanked him for it. And now in retrospect, I don't, no, he didn't have that right. There was no right at all. I was not about to hit anybody. He just knocked the fuck out of me. I'm not whining. I'm making a point, but even to this day, that was a hook or crook. Dad, I said, Dad, did I predetermine that? Like, is that a pre-incarnating permission he had? And they'll play on that. You'll start considering, Dad, is that a pre-incarnation permission I've given this whole process? You constantly considering that. That's used against you. But that was, and I still remember, it's like, I needed that. It was like a board to the back of the neck. You're like, okay, ooh, cool. Calm me down. So that's what a big shot would be like back in back when we got certain kinds. I'm saying that because who cares? It's not for you to listen if you're not to listen to this. So I was not your typical, what you see on TV or any typical meth user. Because to me, it's like a marathon. I don't want to run a marathon every day or every other day or 3 times a week. A marathon is like, the most you could do is like, in just reality, I said those, once, like 3 times a month tops. I mean, that's what I'd prefer. Like not running 5 miles a day. Let's run the marathon on the weekend, break down some stuff, get something, release some stress, get something done. I don't never say anything good right response to that, but, get it all concentrated like I do everything. Get it all concentrated, get it over with, and then rest and recover. That was the way I liked to take that particular drug. That's not very common. No, it isn't. That's the point. I don't need to come in and say, me, look the way I did it. That's not very common. It needs to stop being assumed how someone does something. I was not your typical drug user in any way, shape, or form. Even with alcohol. I had to make myself become an alcoholic. Yes, I did. I had to literally make myself become an alcoholic. Because it was hard work. Because it's hard on the stomach. My brother was alcoholic. I was getting close there, and I said, if I keep doing it, keep working at it, I'll become an alcoholic. And what I mean by that is where you want alcohol before food, because I never understood that. Like, how do you get to the point where you want alcohol before food? Well, you have to keep drinking and keep drinking. Start drinking earlier in the day, start drinking before noon, and then when you're finally drinking beer either on your way to work or at first break, you're an alcoholic. You get it? So when you got to have 4 tall boys, that's 4 16 ounces before you can eat that day. When you want alcohol more than food, you're an alcoholic. I wasn't an alcoholic till I did that. And yes, I did force myself. It was hard work to become an alcoholic. And I mean that literally. I didn't understand how my brother became one or anyone so easily. Alcohol is so hard on the stomach, especially if it's not beer. I never understood. How do people just act like alcohol just comes naturally to you, like it is food? No, you have to work to make alcohol become like food. Did y'all not know that? I'm sure some of y'all do. But obviously most people don't do it that way. Yes, I worked to become an alcoholic for the short period I was. And what ended it was some guy beating the living shit out of me after he gave me a value, something I don't ever take. I was already drunk on a Friday after work, and he beat the living shit out of me because I said something I had no conscience of saying. He thought he had the right to. He's like, well, he said that. He said, I was going to kill him or something. Have no memory of it or nothing. He was jealous because I wanted, one of his brandies liked me. And, he had 2 brandies. He had one, and it's like the one he married and had children with, he's with now. The one he could spare, he couldn't spare. So he beat the shit out of me when he heard the slightest threat. That's real talk. And I learned later that's why my cataract was like an, old Chinese man in a movie. It was like, that's what they told me. Like, yeah, people your age don't get them this bad. And it's probably caused by trauma. Okay. Because there's no evidence in my left eye. And why am I telling this? Because goddamn, why are people not a goddamn thing about me, but display knowing something about me, but don't know the important things about me? Sound familiar? So don't blame me for what level of conscious you're at or what conscious you're connected to. That's anybody. And I can say this because I've already said, okay, I'm shit, and I don't like being shit. But if I cannot elevate above trash, it's over with. 2 seconds.